Must be something out there. 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 Alien abduction, alien abduction. Take me up in a spaceship. Alien abduction, alien abduction. Take me up in a spaceship. Hook me up with a spaceship. Hey! They tell me to trust no one. 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 Alien abduction, alien abduction. Take me up in a spaceship. Alien abduction, alien abduction. Take me up in a spaceship. Hook me up with a spaceship. Hey! The Martians are coming. Clem, put away that shotgun. The fancy lights have made me blind. Think they like the drink of my shine. Alien abduction, alien abduction. Take me up in a spaceship. Alien abduction, alien abduction. Take me up in a spaceship. Hook me up with a spaceship. Hey!
Welcome to wild, wonderful West Virginia. We're here at Valley Falls State Park. We're tapping into the mush seam down there below the waterfalls. This place is about a half-hour drive for us. Here in West Virginia, though, there's a lot of other paddling opportunities. You want to drive 45 minutes. You've got Big Sandy, Fascination Alley on the Cheat Narrows. You get Cheat Canyon. You can go down to the Tigert Gorge, the Arden section of the Tigert. Then you got Laurel Creek, Teeter Creek, Brushy Fork. You want to drive an hour, Upper Yock. You want to go a little farther, hour and a half maybe, North Fork of the Blackwater. Now if you want to drive really, really far, well then you've got Halls of Karma on the New River Gorge, 2 hours. You've got 2 hours Upper Golly, Last Chance, Lower Golly, Twisted Sister. You've got the Meadows, Cranberry.
Alien
So how tight's your boat?
Very tight. Let me show you. I'm in.
People keep asking me if I've ever had to get out. I haven't. I don't know if I could if I had to.
How tight is it, Chris?
Wait.
He's milking
Milking
it.
it?
Rush. I've never seen you get in that, Chris. Yeah, boy.
I'm in.
Fascination Alley is our low water play spot in the summer here on the Cheat Narrows, and we've been playing up here for 15 years or so, and we've been getting pretty much shallow mysteries and swimming around and just having fun where we'll hold big rocks and go to the bottom of the river and walk around in the clean water down there. It's kind of a recreational spot. And then about 3 years ago, Carl Giddings started telling people that he was getting big mysteries here, like 4-second plus mysteries, which nobody had ever got in the previous 15 years. And we're all like, yeah, sure, Carl. You know, the problem was he didn't have any credible witnesses. He had no adult supervision or anything like that. It took another year or so before people were really trying what he was saying, and it was a whole new chart. He was working rights, or we'd been working lefts. And that kind of took the top off the genie bottle, and we started playing harder and longer and better.
What we want and what we need somehow bring us to our knees and make it right. I feel alive, sleeping with a shadow. Sleeping with a shadow.
So when you're working the lefty, that's almost always a regular chart, and it's super steep. You're dropping really steep into a really compacted slab. And so what you want to do is have your bow about a foot under when you hit, and then give it a whole lot of edge and drop really quick and really aggressive. And if you do it right, as you're dropping, you'll move out to a seam that's about that far out, and you'll just get dropped parallel at that point. And then you can just start working turns real aggressively, and you'll find a lot of good support off the eddy, so you'll be able to work that interplay between the eddy and the currents.
You arrest my demons,
Captured in a forest sculpture.
paint my precious colors breathing.
Hold your magic wish inside
Your
me.
soil's making me take
No
root.
shackles, causes penance.
Should I turn my eyes to you?
Join me in a marble of death.
As I dig down to your fire,
What we want and what we need somehow bring us to our knees and
make me right.
I feel alive, living with a shadow.
Sleeping with a shadow.
With a shadow.
This is the, I guess the River Right chart here at Fascination Alley. I used to come here years ago by myself and play in this spot here because I knew it was deep and the whirlpools were really good. And I started trying to do mysteries off the corner of the rock right here. I use just a regular forward chart into it. There's a little stream of water that is like the pillow that comes off the big boulder here that forms the eddy. And I just try to surf across that, and that's a really key thing because between that and there's a little seam out there is probably really the sweet spot. And you drop in and just try to get a spin going.
Hold your magic wish inside
Your
me.
soil's making me take
No
root.
shackles, causes penance.
Should I turn my eyes to you?
Join me in a marble of death.
As I dig down to your fire,
What we want and what we need
Somehow bring us to our knees and make me rise.
Left in the light, sleeping with a shadow.
Sleeping with a shadow.
Sleeping with a shadow. He takes light, see how we shine. See how we shine. See how we shine. See how we shine. What we want and what we need.
Somehow bring us to our knees and make me rise.
I feel alive, sleeping with a shadow.
Sleeping with a shadow.
With a shadow. What we want and what we need.
Somehow bring us to our knees and make me rise.
I feel alive, sleeping with a shadow.
Sleeping with a shadow.
Outfitting is not for
You
camera.
have to get
What's that?
Joel's outfitting. It's classic terrible. Duct tape.
Slacker outfitting. Promised by Jimmy Cup I'll have styling outfitting.
Is that right?
He's got just little foam bits in there with like.
Look at that old duct tape. Duct tape over duct tape.
It is.
Look at that.
It's a temporary solution.
You're an embarrassment to Squirtus everywhere.
Look at
Temporary
the
solution.
custom seat too, right here on the bottom. You see that forms directly to his
Look at the
ass.
layers and layers of old duct tape glue. That's years worth of it.
And this is where it all takes place here at Cowbell. This is a slab rock that the water is going to slide over. The water on the opposite bank is going to come into that and form a seam or a fold. As you come in with your boat on the surface, engage the slab of water and slide down the face. Once you're down, then you can use spins to keep your boat down and level. Now, it can range from a quick drop and an explosive exit, a long, slow, drawn-out flight throughout all the different stratospheres of water, or it can just be a violent undertaking that not that much fun. But 99% of the time you're having fun, so what does it matter?
Okay, so you make your entry, and then you come, you know, try to avoid this rock in there, you know, drop a little bit more slowly when you pass the rock. Boom, the boat just goes down, and you're kind of following the river bottom down and trying to keep control of the spin, and before you know it, it's just getting darker and darker and all peaceful, no bubbles, no pressure, no big forces, just spin, and slowly it gets lighter, 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 and you make your way back up to the surface. That's it.
Any town, anywhere, there could be a corner where we intersect as lovers and freaks. But we're tied around the flagpole like ribbons of peace. Bring the circus round, groove the big top down, bring your booty round. Get down, get down.
If you're passing by that funky bakery, go and tell the spider what size you think you need.
last rod was kind of swirly where I got down, and it was hard to control the end, so I was kind of doing the, kind of wobbled back and forth, but finally found the deep current. And so as I was down, it's just hard to stabilize both edges, and the camera kind of affects that, because you can't really spin the end down to get deeper. So instead you kind of get hung up in that layer, the rough layer. And so eventually I kind of popped my nose up and came up.
So I guess paddling in, coming in with this camera, the bow was a little heavy. As I dropped in, it took me good. And then I started losing control, and it flipped me once and then twice, and I just followed 2 loops over and back to the surface I came.
And the nectar laid out of candlelight feast. Bring the circus round, groove the big top down, bring your booty round. Get down, get down. See you and I'm breathing, you're running on your tail. Pull it from the bottom to the top of the wishing well.
This is one of the big pools on the New River Gorge, one of the places you get to paddle across in between some of the best rapids in West Virginia for sport boating, in my opinion. The river's deep, all kinds of neat seams and eddy lines. It's got the world-famous Halls of Karma mystery spot. It's really fun, lots of big waves to do rocket moves and lots of deep eddy lines.
For a little kick and scream suspension. Well, I think
Well, we know about T-charts. One is where you kind of try to smooth it and you drift out and try to find the seam out in the slab. And it's hard to commit your bow to it, but you try to, and then you wing down as you're hitting that gap. And the trick to that is you're looking for this little trail of bubbles, and you're trying to hook up with this trail of bubbles. That tells you where the seam is. And then the really gnarly drop that for the big downtime is you turn quickly and drop about 4 feet, tag back into the eddy and go out again. And when you go back out underwater, you drop again and effectively make a big double suck for yourself. And then you'll probably travel, but you're definitely going to go deep and long that way.
Let go of that flag of pretension for a little kick and scream suspension. Oh, I think all these freaks down here having their own little convention. In the bottom of a mason jar, then I wait to the nearest star. Oh, turn off, turn out, don't make it world without you're on. I'm in, let's burn a little sin. You're high, don't lie. You can look me in the eye, belly flop, won't stop you dancing in the playground. In the playground.
Swing me high, swing me low. Let's make angels out in the snow. Send me love, I'll send you right. Send me your last kiss goodnight.
Turn off, tune out, don't make a word without your own. I'm in, let's burn a little sin. You're high, don't lie. You can look me in the eye, belly flop, won't stop
Down
dancing
the
in the playground.
slide.
Go in the playground. Give it to me. Let go of that flag of pretension for a little kick and scream suspension. I think all these freaks down here having their own little convention. From the bottom of a mason jar, down a highway to the nearest star. Oh, turn off, turn out, don't make a world without your own. I'm in, let's burn a little sin, get high, don't lie. Look me in the eye, better fly, won't stop you dancing in the playground. Oh, in the playground.
I've been all year. My loins hurt. Fuck Carl.
I think it's something else that hurts him, actually. Ran the canyon yesterday, and said it was just too much for him. It's too much for him.
Wasn't too much for my loins.
This is the Cheat Canyon. Harry and I have found a really great water level today. Nice beautiful fall day, the leaves changing. Spectacular canyon, one of the biggest and mightiest rivers in West Virginia. Every spring I try to cruise it a few times and look to see what's changed. Big water in the spring tends to shuffle these rocks around a little bit every year. There's some fun play on the river. There's some good surfing holes and a few quick little mystery spots, good for a quick dunking. Lots of good mushes, lots of great eddy lines, and just a great squirt down river run.
It's a beauty thing, see a beauty queen after 2 months LSD. I think the promise gonna stay when the paint gets wet, when she paints me bright orange and green. That's all right.
Harry, what happened back there? I saw you out of your boat.
Oh, you mean right up here?
Yes.
That rapid? Is that where there was that one rock and my squirt boat came up and kind of went took like that?
Yeah, that spot.
And I was like pushing off the bottom, keeping my head above the water. And you said, "Hey Harry, throw me the camera."
That's all right. She ain't no love mine. Say baby, no so mine. Just go mine. Say she ain't no love mine. Say baby, no so mine. Just go digging my
This is Slam Dunk, one of the fine, quick little mystery spots on the run. I've never had any epic rides. I don't know if anyone ever really has, but it's a really great deep spot, cool eddy line. The only problem with it, it's a lefty. Aside from God installing it backwards, it's a pretty good little diversion on the way down the river.
They don't call that slam dunk for nothing, do they?
It takes 2 hours. She can love me or break me. Oh, just to love me or take me. Taking me down for the line. No more man got me before it's time. It's got to rise above it.
Won't you rise above it?
Come on now, love above it. Won't you rise and love it, child?
Won't you rise and
love it, rise, feel right.
The mystery spot at T-ville is a seam formed by the convergence of two perpendicular currents. It's quite powerful, and it's one of the few places you'll see squirt boaters actually wearing their PFDs.
And then you've got a couple options for tapping in. You got the high road, which will take you down really fast and really deep. You got the middle road.
How deep?
How deep? Well, we don't have a gauge, but I don't know.
We're thinking 15 feet approximately.
It's pretty dark down
Yeah.
there, and there's a compression. Definitely
Major
compression.
The high road will give you a righteous ride down into the Black Zone, where you will experience T-ville's underwater roller coaster ride. Or, if it's your unlucky day, you'll be going down the elevator shaft.
Well, the rides that you can get here that you don't want is what we like to call going down the elevator shaft. And what the elevator shaft is you get in the right spot and it grabs you and it sucks you like a hand right down to the bottom. And no matter how hard you try to go up, it loops you and sucks you deeper. You're upside down, getting sucked deeper. You try to go up, you get sucked deeper.
And the hand. Pushing you down.
Sometimes you get near the surface and it's like a big tease because you see it and then all of a sudden it sucks you back down again. And then you start running out of air. And then maybe if you're lucky, you might hit the surface in time to get your breath.
Yeah, going down. Hey Harry, how do you like the elevator shaft?
You know, it was kind of different. I saw the surface way up there, down in the darkness, and I was trying everything I could to get up to the light.
Harry, I recommend going back in and trying again.
Oh, I think I'll do that.
Maybe you misread the buttons on the door. You know.
Yeah, I think I was probably hitting the down button instead of the up button. So let me try it again.
Yeah, why don't you go in and try for a few more rides, man?
The middle road, if you can tap into it, gives you a nice smooth ride and allows you to roam. Besides the elevator shaft, there is one more known hazard. For the last few years, there's been a tree stuck in the river left currents. It's just under the surface with the root ball facing upstream. This is a dangerous pinning spot for those who screw up their approach chart. To avoid the strainer, ferry high across the current, starting at the very top of the eddy. This path will also enable you to avoid all the garbage water that can screw up your approach.
If I could see you from the mountainside, your tall tale would be crystal clear. And see me on there singing under the summer sky. Would the laughter be the same in another year? Then you start writing letters, talking about today in spirit world. But it don't get no better. Wishes only volunteer. 'Cause there's a million other fish to fry.
The Ottawa Jimmy Cup competition is held at Smoothie at the top of McCoy's Rapid.
Take advantage of the daylight that remains. We might be on this trail for a long, long time, stuck in the mud made by the Appalachian rain.
Smoothie was named by Carl Giddings because the big whirlpools give up deep, smooth rides. Most people go in regular and it's a very gentle chart. Although some people get great results with back cuts. Smoothie's location just upstream from Sattler's Hole and Phil's Hole takes a little getting used to for the uninitiated.
Smoothie can be a little intimidating because if you get off the eddy line to get washed downstream,
Give me a few words before your ride.
Well, I'm hoping to hit the bottom, and I'm also hoping to come up at some point.
That looks like a very good cut for you.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Your balance just about right.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, about a foot underwater. Perfect.
Yeah, it sinks. It definitely sinks.
So let's see that foot.
Oh, it's not too bad. It doesn't look too bad.
What'd you break?
My tibia.
And you cut the cast off for the competition, right?
Yeah. Well, I gotta fit my boat.
the story keeps going round. Love's not supposed to put an end to the dream. Now put away those letters, go and find your place in the spirit world. Bunny don't get no better, just wishing you could learn to read. Don't say what's yours is yours, it's mine is mine. Because the wrecking ball will take its time. No matter where I go, the guys all want to know, can they get a little piece of action? Well, any time of day, so many different ways, and looking for that sweet love transaction. When I say, I'm gonna take you to the sky, and forget the ruby highs, taste the sweet tears you cry.
This is a spot most folks call it Last Chance. Here lately has been the name for it. Showed to me way back in the day by Chuck Kern. You always want to save some energy when you're paddling the Gauley to paddle Last Chance here right before the brutal walk up the hill.
Now I guess you're gonna tell me that you'll always be my man. But baby, you know I heard that line before. 'Cause when I close my eyes, try to fall asleep, I'd see your backside running towards the door. So I said, I'm gonna take you to the sky. And we can leave the moon behind, taste sweet tears you cry. Oh, whoa, 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 come on now.
My preferred method for getting into the seam at Last Chance is to come up high on the wave, aggressively surf ferry it out. Your goal is to get as parallel as you can with the seam. You're going to be piercing with your bow a little bit before the rest of your boat. As soon as your bow pierces, you want to hook and look downstream. It's sort of like a dewfet. Gentle back sweep and up stroke. You'll fall flat, following the water that's falling off the rock. Follow it up with your hand as you drop down, and you'll go deep and be able to start spinning. But beware of the rock that lurks.
This walk sucks.
All at the same time.
This is one of the best walks I've ever had in my life.
There you go.
I just love it. I think I want to do it a couple more times.
So you dance to your love God in the dark, all alone. Let me hear the secret, now let you feel it grow. Spirit song won't sympathize, all your angels let you go.
Video of a scared squirt boater.
We have the infamous Twisted Sister. And there's your regular chart. It's a man with an eager up button. He's got a story to tell us later.
This is Twisted Sister on the Golly up in West Virginia. It's a pretty neat spot. You got a big slab of water out there that falls over a little rock. You got another little current that's coming back in, forming a bit of a squeeze. I like to ferry out a little bit, get a little bit above the spot, kind of engage a little upstream wing into where the water's flowing down. Take that down, it's got a pretty powerful drop to it. If you travel along the edge of the rock, you get out into what I call the tractor beam. And it's where you get kind of shot deep, 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 and then you get taken out straight, and you go between these two big column rocks that that you can go through straight. People have bumped their elbows on it and things like that.
You'll be going along and you'll be deep down. You have a big rock here and a big rock there, and you're going down between them. It's like creaking underwater, according to Jeff.
I had a bad incident there a couple years ago where I put a spin in right before I got to them. The towers were here, and I basically pinned my boat between the two of them underwater. I think the most fun rides, though, and probably the safest, are when you stay close into the eddy, maybe about 2 feet over your head, and you can just swirl along the eddy line. Just get really classic, nice rides.
Now what about the back cut? We haven't been seeing you do the back cut today.
I'm not a big fan of the back cut. It's
what happens?
To me, it's sort of by intent. You stall out, and when you stall out along that ledge, you travel along it a lot of times, and that's when you get sucked out into where the tractor beam takes over.
Which takes you where? Is that where the rock that waits is?
I think that the rock that waits is along the eddy line. That you stay about 2 feet over your head along the eddy. You come along to a big rock in the water. If you hit it just right, you can dip down behind it and go into the pool, which is down below the spot here.
I drop in just fine, and all I remember was I was just hauling ass downstream. And for some reason, I always end up hitting that thing with my stern or my my side, and just like slamming into it like I was in a car wreck or something. I did this about half a dozen times, and I'm like, something else has got to be better. So basically, I needed to be further out in the current to the right, or what was happening to me. 'Cause I don't really know where I was. There's a long way downstream.
There are two areas. One, the river left, there's a bad rock that you can pin on and hit real hard. But there's above it, there's a real nice eddy that a lot of guys will go in and they'll just drop, and it's real calm and sweet, and you don't travel.
Yeah.
But the stories always come from the folks who get out in the main current and start traveling out into the main flow in the middle and all to get into the big rocks. And that's where you hit the stuff.
Sometimes you're bouncing along the bottom, you get leaves and twigs, debris swirling around you. But as you start bouncing, you got to beware, because there's that big rock on the river bottom in the bad neighborhood that Jimmy calls it. And I've gone around that thing many times. I piton backwards on it, you get swept around. I piton forward, I piton sideways. I've wrapped on it, stuck on it, and the nice thing about hands paddles is you can then push off with your hands. You don't have to let go of your stick first.
Going over Twisted, and after Dan's good epic, going down 2 or 3 weekends later, and taking my epic ride into the rock but going over it, and then hitting the next rock down and coming up way downstream, upside down in the bad neighborhood of Schnellyville.
How long was that ride?
Too long.
Too long?
The worst thing about that spot is a lot of times it gets hold of you and you don't have control over it.
So it can be a bit of a dangerous spot.
But not today. We're having safe fun, huh?
We're being safe.
We're sampling, just staying a couple of feet under and greasy up buttons.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of exits on the video where we're coming up bow first. That's because we got a little more than we wanted.
Nice mellow chart.
It don't take time, not much time, if we don't open our eyes, we could be for all time. It's like I missed that wedding again this year. It's for the hippies up on the mountains here. Your love won't fly through all the guilt they got up there. It don't take time, not much time, right?
But I think everyone agrees with me, right? You know, as you're hiking up the railroad tracks, your stomach starts getting a little bug to it, and because you know something unexpected is going to happen, and it's going to be a different experience when you're there. It's, whether it turns out good or not, usually it does, but and sometimes I got pinned one time on the rock backwards, and I was stuck to it and just sat there, pinned on the rock, and the current kind of holding me against the rock. And then finally I wiggled and the boat let loose, and I whipped around the rock, and then I actually regained control and went downstream, but I was out of air at that point, so I tried to black attack. And the current had me held so tight that it wouldn't let me black attack, so I was like bouncing along the bottom. That's when it gets a little scary, and then unfortunately I was able to get my head up eventually after I did a reverse screw up and then rolled up and got my head clear. But it gets exciting sometimes, man. I think everyone who's been there can testify to that. It's an interesting place.
Fishbowl Mystery Spot is located at the bottom of Horseshoe Falls, where the horseshoe currents and the streamer currents converge at right angles.
Any way that you can sink or think of to sink, it can be done there. I mean, you can go regular, you can go back cut, or we call them antis on the Potomac. You can smash your bow down and spin off a smash and just screw your way down at almost all kinds of levels. here we have the fish ladder, and where the fish ladder meets the Potomac Current forms the Bermuda Triangle, much feared Bermuda Triangle. Today's level is timid. We're able to get our heads under, get a couple of spins, but not the epic, massive, scary downtime that is quite possible and a reality at Bermuda Triangle. At the higher levels, it's known for a double suck, where you'll get really close to the surface or right at the surface, and it may take you again. And so that's your big fear, to have a big ride only to get double sucked off a big ride. So I know we're pretty eager with our up buttons at Bermuda, especially when it's beefy.
Right around the corner here, there's a big mystery line. You're going to drop right into it as close as possible to the rock, almost looking like you're going to slam right into the rock, but that's where the seam is. And you can go posi, you can go anti. Sometimes it's big and deep, sometimes it rejects you and thrashes you around. We'll see what happens.
At the mouth of Pringle Run. This is the first point of insult on the lower Cheat River, where it takes on acid mine drainage. Of course, acid mine drainage is a result of water, air, and pyritic material, either from abandoned underground mines or from exposed strip mining, spoils piles, such as that.
And then the coal company came with the world's largest shovel. They tortured the timber and they stripped all the land. And they dug till their coal till the land was forsaken. They wrote it all down as a progress of Daddy, won't you take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where the paradise is laid. Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train is haunted away.
Here we are at the mouth of Lick Run, just downstream from Pringle Run. This is the second notable insult to the lower Cheat River. In fact, Lick Run contributes about 18% of the acid load of the main stem of the river as you go on downstream. As you can tell from all the orange rocks in the background here, heavy iron loading, but this is one of the dirty sisters, as they're referred to. Pringle, Lick, Heather, and Morgan, all upstream of Kingwood. So as we work on these streams, and we are working on these upwater streams at this point in terms of our planning, with the Army Corps of Engineers, with Abandoned Mine Lands Division of DEP, and with possible EPA initiative, we're turning our attentions to Pringle Run and Lick Run to try to clean the river from the upstream moving down.
When I die, let my ashes flow down the Green River. Let my soul roll on up to the Rochester Dam. I'll be halfway to heaven where the paradise waits, just 5 miles away from wherever I am. Daddy wants to take me back to Muhlenberg County, down by the Green River where the paradise lay. Well, I'm sorry, my son, but you're too late in asking. Mr. Peabody's coal train is haunted away. Mr. Peabody's coal train is haunted away. Mr. Peabody's coal train is haunted away.
Thank you, Dad, for teaching me that song when I was really little, or making me listen to it.